Oh, my lady, may I have this dance? Forgive a night who knows no shame. My lady, may I have this dance? And lady, may I know your name? You danced upon a soldier's arm, and I felt the blade of love so keen. And when you smiled, you did me harm, and I was drawn to you, my queen. Dancing. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Women. Dancing, you know? I used to hate it. Back when I was a little chumpling, a little ladster, you know? Back when I was a young man and a boy, all while growing up, and even up to my sophomore year of college, I had a very stupid and weird, odd, unnatural, deviant relationship with dancing. I was really, I had a weird mindset towards it that is not healthy or helpful at all, and I'm thinking that maybe there are other people out in the world who have currently the mindset that I used to have toward it. I hope if there are like 3 other perverts like I was out there, that somehow this video gets around to them, whether by word of mouth or word of leg, I don't know, something else, some other body part, word of elbow. Let's see. What I'm saying is, I don't think there really is an audience for this video at all, but I'm still gonna make it because I want to, just like every single other video on this channel. Dancing. I used to have a weird relationship with it because my family would always go to all the dances when I was at Logos in high school and elementary and middle school, what the devil, junior high. We would go to every single one. Sometimes my parents would lead them, and at every single one, I was a little freak. I'd be off in the corner, like brooding, like I think I'm Bruce Wayne, Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne or something, watching everyone having fun and like resenting them. It sounds weird, and it was weird. I would get like physiologically angry attending these dances, and as much as I could, I would skip out on the dances and go outside and just. What I would do is I would go outside and I would look at the moon and I would say, "Hello, moon. It's been a little while since we talked," and then I would talk to the moon. It's true. It's really, it sounds kind of weird, but it was even weirder than it sounds. Because I would be like seething in the corner. I'm like broiling, just kind of over in the corner, getting angry because I see people out on the dance floor having fun. And I used to think, like, is this some sort of weird psychopathy of mine? Am I a supervillain? Is probably how I would have phrased it to myself, thinking I'm cool, but I'm not. And no, I don't think it is. Now that I'm older, I don't think that was it, because since then I fixed the issue, and so now I think I can better identify the issue being on this side of it than while I'm in the throes of the broil. It's not about, it was never about dancing. That strife within me, that dislike for the medium, it was never about dancing. I used to, in the moment, I thought it was. I was like, dancing. I hate dancing. I want to, destroy dancing. I want to be awesome and masculine. I think I know what the thumbnail is going to be of this. I want to be awesome and masculine, and sit in a chair in the corner and think sad thoughts and angry thoughts. Or I want to be awesome and masculine and go outside and talk to the moon. And I would phrase it to myself this is a girly pastime. So girly. I'm not girly. I mean, my physique is, but I'm not girly. I was kind of right and wrong there. So yes, the issue I had with dancing was an issue with girliness, but it was not an issue with any sort of girliness inherent in dancing itself. Because if I had an issue inherently with dancing, that's not something that I would have resolved by having a mindset shift to the point where I'm at right now. That would have been a bigger mindset shift than probably I actually undertook. The fault I had with dancing, it turns out, is not actually with the girliness of the medium itself, with the girliness of the pastime, of the recreation, of the exercise of dancing. The real issue I had was the girliness I was bringing to dancing. The inherent, not inherent, but the effeminacy that I was bringing to the dance floor. I was abdicating. I was very abdicating in how I would fill the male role of the dance, because I wouldn't fill it. I would go out on the dance floor, and I considered that there was no responsibility that I had, no leadership that I had to exercise, because most of these dances, when you're growing up, they're going to be contra dances or folk dances, whatever you call them. Things like the Virginia reel, the Scottish polka, the heel toe polka, circle dances, sachet the donut, stuff like that. And it seems to be, when you're doing a choreographed dance, obviously there is no leadership position here, because you're doing moves that are already set out for you. Whereas with something like swing dance, somebody has to come up with a move that the people are going to do. So there's got to be some sort of dynamic here, because you can't just both be trying to make the other person do moves. Then you get this power struggle, and everything falls apart, and it's not glorious to watch. But there is leadership in contra dancing. I just never decided to take any. And I'll explain what I mean here in a second. Right now I'm just setting out my problem, why I hated dancing. We'll get to the solution in a second here. Hold your horses. Grab that 1,000-pound creature, give him a good old hug, and wrestle him. I don't know. Hold your horses is what I'm saying. Hold them. Hold them dear to you. It turns out the issue was actually I was just being very abdicative out on the dance floor. Being a little turd, being effeminate myself and not masculine. And when I fixed that, everything worked better. Everything felt better. It felt right. In fact, more than feeling right, when you, as a man, take leadership and responsibility and etc., all these goody two-shoe masculine virtues, when you take them and you embody them out on the dance floor, it doesn't just feel right. It teaches you right. It teaches you rightly ordered, rightly freaking the right dynamic to have in a relationship. So it's not just about how it feels. It tells you something about the world. Anyway, so what do I mean by this? What do I mean by all this? Well, that's a good question. The secret to fixing your anger with dancing is you're not connecting with your partner. You're out there on the dance floor and you're dancing while holding someone's hand. And you're as much as you're able, you're trying to subtract your dance partner from the fun equation, when in reality the whole fun of dancing with someone is the part where you're dancing with someone. That's the point of those dances. Doing the Virginia Reel by yourself, it's not intended to be done by yourself. It's intended to be done with someone. And not just, I am here and I am dancing, I'm going through the steps, and for some reason I'm holding this lady's hand. No, it's meant to be done with someone. You're meant to connect. And if you can connect with your partner, then it'll feel better. And I'm phrasing this sort of philosophically, but there's a really quick shortcut or shortcut to connection that is the key. And the key is be roommates with this guy. Not this Giga Chad, this Terra Chad. Because that's at least one order of magnitude greater than Giga. That's what saved me in my plight, was frickin' Ben, my roommate. And you're probably not going to have the chance to have Ben as a roommate. So as much as I can, I'm going to try and distill the motivation he gave me into this video. And the big key. Because when I first became roommates with Ben, he couldn't hide from me the fact that he was having way more fun out on the dance floor than I was, okay? He would go out there and it was just radiant. He would get out there and there would be this radiant sort of energy that he would bring to the dance floor. And I'm over here like dancing next to and holding on to some lady, and he's out here glowing, with radiance. I wanted that. Thankfully, at this time, freshman year of college, resentment wasn't something I was dealing with. Thank God for a slight bit of maturation. So it's not like I started resenting my roommate, but I was legitimately lost as to like, how come I can't do that? And it turns out he gave me the secret. He gave me the secret sauce. Connection in general, but specifically, talk to the woman, okay? That's all this is about. You gotta talk to the lady you're dancing with. You have to. This is non-negotiable. Talking is the one thing. Talking with your partner is the one thing that will completely change your level of fun at a dance. Uproot it, refurbish it, replant it, transplant it. Freaking take this withered little tumbleweed sagebrush bush that's just kind of rolling around on the ground and turn it into a freaking oak, a freaking sunrise of bliss. I'm sorry that I won't be able to be for you if you are struggling with this, what Ben was to me, because it was not one 13-minute or whatever conversation that we had where all of a sudden Josiah, the alpha nerd over here, the proto nerd. I like the freaking essence of nerd, the distillation of nerd, the freaking powderized nerd concentrate. It wasn't with one. It wasn't with one conversation that I went from being this social blunderbuss, and not like blunderbuss the actual item where it's a shotgun, like a social shotgun. No, I mean like a bus that blunders. Like if you can imagine on an F1 Formula One racing track, you know, these cars zipping around, and then there's just a school bus in the race. Well, that race is social interaction, and I'm the bus. Okay, I kind of trundle, you know, through social interactions. So it wasn't one conversation like this video basically is that was able to rehabilitate me. It was hours of conversation, talking to him, getting him to just freaking like, you know, kick me in the teeth about this, and then actually going to dances, and I'd be off on the side, you know, thoroughly desiring to keep to my habits and scurve the whole dancing event, plus definitely scurving talking to any of the ladies. And then he would come by and either literally grab me or metaphorically and lingually grab me and be like, yo, you frick, go. Do you see that lady over there? Yeah, she wants you to dance with her and talk to her. And he would roommate.
Someone's making a video.
Yeah, yeah, I am. This time I gotta try and keep track of where I was. Yeah, okay, I can do that.
No. I got Popeyes.
Very well, very good. Excellent. I believe what I was saying was, he would give me the social autistic steps and autistic advice in how to talk to women, like what kind of things, what kind of dynamic you should shoot for while at a dance, while dancing, the kind of dynamic you want. Pause. So he's a natural socialite, is what I'm saying, and I'm not. So what some people inherit, I have to manufacture, is what I'm saying. And if you're the same way, you can't afford ignorance. You have to pursue knowledge on these things, and you have to start putting them into practice. Because you shouldn't go the rest of your life resenting this, because once I started doing once I started talking to these ladies at these dances, it went from being this huge drag, this thing I would dread going to, a thing I considered a waste of my time, a thing that was draining, and gave nothing back. If you have a good partner, a really good lady, every little ounce of energy that you give to them, this is the wonderful sexual social dynamic here. If they're truly a good lady, they'll be like the woman in Proverbs, where they multiply that energy, and rather than it being a dance that drains you at all, every bit of energy you give returns to you multiplied. I've had dances that have been beyond invigorating. Like, invigorating to the point that, it's like 12 at night and I feel like I'm gonna lay in my bed for 3 hours because I'm just like so brimful of energy. I feel like I could, rip my head off and eat it. You've got to feel this. You have to know what it's like. It's not optional for you, man. You have to start talking to ladies. I love ribbing. I love joking with them, joking about them. A little playful needling. One, because when you get that dynamic and she's doing it back, and it's just fun. It's fun, okay? And you'll have a fun time with it. It's a fun conversation. These little quips and barbs. You get to see how clever they can be, how playful they are, and you also get to see if they can't do that, and if they're very uptight, and it's a test of compatibility. That's all I'm saying. So you want to talk in a way that's natural to yourself. It's in line with who you are. You don't want to be falsifying yourself just in the hopes of convincing this lady you're not a creep. So yeah. How do you talk to your boys? Try and channel a bit of that. And yeah, it's hard. Some of these ladies are very, very, very dry. But even if they're just pretty dry, which a lot of them are pretty dry, like you'll think for a while, you'll come up with this brilliant question that's tailored just to them. You'll hit them with this question, and they'll give you a 5-word answer, and you're like, great Scott, what the devil do I do here? Even then, it's possible to make the conversation still work by just bringing more energy. Yeah, just bring more. And then they laugh eventually, sometimes, and that tops off your tank. Guys, you gotta start talking. This is what I'm saying. I'm sorry I can't be your Ben. Right now, I'm in Texas. So if you're in Texas, I can be your Ben right now, I guess. If you come over to Shepherd Air Force Base. But otherwise, I probably can't be your Ben. And even if I could be your Ben, I probably still can't. If you catch my drift, because I'm not Ben, okay? I'm like this super nerd, and he's like this sort of buoyant, masculine, bouncy ball. That's awesome. And all of our differences are, they complement each other in a way that we can talk for hours about anything, be it women, be it freaking the stupidest philosophy, a movie, music, shanties. We can, any topic we can ramble on for hours. And since we have such opposed life experiences and sort of natural inclinations, when we talk, we each bring a perspective that kind of fills in the holes of the other person's perspective, and we make a lot of ground. You need to find your Ben, boys. You need to find your Ben. If you are the Ben, you need to find your trainee, your little mentee that you can nurture. You can give them a little fertilizer. Water them, and watch them grow. I mean, it'll be entertaining for you, seeing your little redhead freak wandering off into these ladies and trying to talk to them. It'll be hilarious. I seem to entertain Ben. So yeah, talk to the ladies is the main point of this video, and stop being resentful. I know it sucks to feel like you're shut out of the fun, but in the end, with dancing, it's really only you that are shutting yourself out, because you're too afraid to to get out of your comfort zone and just dare to ask the lady, oh, so what church service do you go to? Oh, really? I know so-and-so from there. Or, oh, is that a Baptist thing? Freaking Baptist? Stop dehydrating your baby. The sort of jokes that I use. Just dare to take some risk on the dance floor. And, it's possible it flubs. I've had dances where I asked this lady, turns out, I think she might Agamemnon me if we ever got married, is what I'm saying. I forget the name of the lady, but I would be Agamemnon, Yeah, because we're very incompatible. I make a joke and she grinds her teeth instead of, being happy. That's not the point of my joke. It wasn't to get you to grind your teeth. Anyway, man, I'm so scatterbrained right now. Talk, please talk. It's what you need to do. I was talking about abdication. If you don't talk to the lady, any sort of leadership that you could have in these contra dances is gone, okay? You have to initiate the social interaction. You have to lead her through the conversation. You gotta take the responsibility for the success of the conversation and the success of the dance on yourself. And what else are you doing at these contra dances? If you've gone to a lot of them, like I did as a kid, the dances themselves are not interesting. Forward 1 2, forward 2 3 4, back 2 3 4 4. These are things that it doesn't take a lot of brain power to commit after your first go through. So what else are you gonna do? Just stand there holding this lady's hand and hoping she has fun? Come on, Bubby. That's not the way to live. That's not very masculine of you. You gotta freaking shoulder the burden of the conversation and put yourself out there. Put out. That's the way you gotta. EOD prelim. That's the only way you can survive. If the instructors don't see you constantly putting forth effort, constantly putting out, then they're not gonna like you. First off, personally, and two, you're just not gonna survive the standards that they have for PT or academics. But that's beside the point. It's just life. In life, you gotta put out. You have to. It's your responsibility as a man to put out. And so that applies to social situations, that applies to anything. You got to be willing to put forth the effort to try and reach success. Yeah. I'm kind of trying to motivate you here. So please find a dance. Then find a lady that looks friendly. That doesn't, you don't want the crusty white fuzzy dog type of ladies for your first go. You want to find the extrovert, and then bingo bango bongo, it'll be a little easier for you to put forth effort and reap the reward of your energy. So put out. Because, right, I remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I'm toddling. Not tawdry. I'm, toddling through this topic, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you stick around. I was going to say that conversation is necessary, or conversation has been the greatest thing for me in any type of dance. Because, one, it's either a freaking contra dance that I've done 14 times. I was going to say 14 quadrillion, but that's actually further from the truth than 14. So let's exaggerate the other direction. Let's say I've only done it 14 times. Well, even on that 14th time, conversation is going to be the thing that brings a spark to it. That dance will end up being unlike every other version of that dance you do, because probably the lady is different than every other person you do the dance with. And even if it's the same lady as the third time you did that specific Virginia reel dance or whatever, the conversation better not be the same, bubby. You can't freaking rehash the same topic. So it's going to be different. It'll be that spark that gives it its freshness, its ripeness. Yes, that makes it burst in the mouth like a plumpness, plump is what I'm getting at. And if it's a dance that you're not good at, like swing dancing for me, it's the greatest disguise you can wear. Because when I'm out on the dance floor, like, trying to figure out which of my 3 moves am I gonna recycle and do this next time around, I try to hide that fact from the woman that I only know 3 moves by trying to occupy her brain with conversation. So it's a secret weapon. It's a little tactic. It's my dirty detail for you, my friend. If you're bad at the dance, talk to the lady. If you're good at the dance, you've got to talk to the lady because, great Scott, you're gonna be bored as all get out otherwise. So, talk. Find your Ben, find your Josiah, whichever one you are, and let's freaking be better men. Let's manify ourselves. Yeah? Yeah.